What's going on, everybody? This is Skyler. This is Pop and Repair. We'll be going over to Tyler's today, change out his turn signal switch. He's about 2 hours away, so just pick it up from there. See you soon. What's going on, guys? We just got to Tyler's place. Waiting for him to go ahead and pull the truck down here. Yep. Stay tuned. There he is! The one and only. There it is, the beauty. We gotta save the people, Tyler.
What's up?
That looks good,
right? So yeah, I just put that on. I got the so up underneath there's this plastic thing.
A spacer?
Yeah, kind of a spacer here. I'll show you. Oh yeah. So yeah, you got a little spacer there. Just $5 off Amazon.
Nice. Oh, you had to cut that. That's what you're talking about. I see.
Yeah, because of this guy. So that should choke there, and then they supplied all thread, so I just had to cut it to size, and
nice.
That's
nice.
it.
Got the little Ford logo, everything on there. Definitely.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ford racing.
Couldn't help myself, man. Couldn't help myself. I wanted to get an all black one, but chrome's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Can't really complain about chrome. So first step, you always come up to the front and you disconnect your negative battery terminal. You do this so you don't get electrocuted, because you can electrocute yourself. It's gonna hurt really bad. You're not gonna die, but it's gonna hurt really, really bad if you do. So always disconnect the negative. Negative. The reason you should always go through fuse is it melts if you don't go through fuse. This was literally smoking in between my legs while I was driving this, so that was kind of scary. So always go through a fuse, man. Well, we don't know where any of this goes, so we've got a wiring schematic on the other phone over there, so we're going to be following that, but we're going to try to eliminate all this junk here and make it look nice and pretty. Okay, so the way you get the steering wheel off, so the horn button, this is your horn. The way you get it off is you push in, turn, pops off. There's a little spring there, and the coolest thing is this little guy is your horn button. That's your horn button right there, so don't break that guy off. And there's tabs on the back of this. A lot of people break these tabs. Try to not break these tabs, because otherwise your horn won't work. So now we gotta try to pull this guy off. Let's see how this goes. Well, that was easy. Thought that was going to be a lot harder. I even got penetrating lube. So in theory, there's a way of making this work without having to use a puller. I'm going to try it and see if that works. So pretty much what I've been seeing is you just kind of yank on it, maybe, until it comes off.
Oh.
Well, hey, there we go.
I was like, it looks like something was happening. Nice, okay.
So it does work. Yeah, so this is the puller here. So you just take this end, put it right on your nut there. Put 2 of your screws through the sides. There's 2 holes here on the steering column. Yeah. You can see there right and there. Yeah. And then you just wrench it down until it pops off. Yeah, that's about it.
It's a pretty easy process if this doesn't work.
You can see my steering wheel is a little cracked, so I'm probably gonna replace it sometime, but today's not that time. So cool, that came off so much easier than I thought. I am inspecting everything, making sure it looks good. That's one thing you want to do when you're pulling something off that you never pulled off before. Just inspect it, make sure it looks decent, because this is a safety item. If this breaks, then you're, well,
not having
screwed.
a good day.
You're gonna be going into the ditch fairly quickly. So now we got to our, I think this might be a turn signal. No.
That might be the old turn signal.
Oh no, this is your canceller. That's what this is.
Oh, okay.
So this is so say you turn the turn signal on, this piece is what turns it off when you turn. Now this is an aftermarket piece of junk and it does not turn off, so you have to turn it off yourself. So I'm trying to get rid of that piece of junk.
So that's what we were looking for.
That's the original one, which is cool. So it just hooks in, screws in. Now it's not going in on this one for some reason, but yeah, you can see it. Maybe if I can get it in there a little bit. Yeah, that's your... So that's maybe your turn signal itself, actually. I think that is. There's a canceller in there somewhere. Because somehow they had that back in the 68s. Yeah, so I think that's the turn signal then right there.
All,
okay.
All, plastic. Actually, this, I think this goes here too. This looks like the whole assembly. That looks like it goes there. And you got a nail hanging out there. I guess that's how you do that.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, to be honest with you. Oh,
it's the horn.
Broken.
It's the horn, isn't it?
Somebody... That's jerry-rigged. So that's how they make the connection in the horn. They took a it looks like one of those twisty screws, you know? Mm-hmm. Chopped it off, put it inside a spring, and decided that was going to be the way of grounding it out. So that's how you ground out your horn.
Yeah. Huh.
That's pretty jerry-rigged, but kind of cool. It doesn't look like it. Huh. Oh, that's why. Yeah, so they were all boogered up. So that's why they weren't screwing in. No wonder. So
We can probably rethread that.
yeah, I gotta rethread that later on. But not too hard. Just a rethread, okay? That's it. Ow. So that's broken off, it looks like. Yeah, so I guess this must be your canceller then, these two pieces here. Because that's broken off and that's broken off. Alright, well, let's unscrew this, see what we do. Wow. You gotta love how they made theirs back in the day. Because nothing is sticking. I've had one bolt on this truck so far, and that was for the headliner. Right there. That's the only screw that has stuck on this entire truck.
Huh. Well, not if you say that.
Right. Watch the next one stick. Break off.
If you had to say it, so it's not gonna work the rest of the time we're doing this.
No, definitely not.
You're just getting lucky on this one.
Oh yeah. All right. Spring comes out.
Whenever you're taking things apart, make sure you always put it on a nice leather surface.
Well, see, I'm going to be replacing this leather probably. Because what the original owner did is he threw it over the original leather. And so he's got some glue crap on there. So that's definitely being redone. But I think, yeah. Seriously, that's it? I've been this worried about this thing. And that's all it is you just gotta pull the wires through now? Are you kidding me right now? That's so easy. Oh my goodness.
All those hours of research for nothing.
Right?
See, sometimes you just gotta do it like this.
But that's definitely not coming out. Alright. There we go. Look at that.
Basically what he's doing down here is he's feeding the wires through it. There's a wiring harness down here.
Oh yeah.
And he's just wiggling it and pulling the wire up through here. And then basically he works it through.
But the key part here is don't pull your wires out until you have a string tied to the end of them or something tied to the end of them, so that when you pull it all the way through, you have a piece hanging out here and you can use that, tie your new one to it, and as you're pulling it down, because this thing does this all the way down this steering column, so it's really hard to get back through if you don't do that. I've seen people on newer Fords struggle with it for like an hour and a half just because they didn't do that and they hated their lives after it. So make sure you do
Fun
that.
fact.
Otherwise, you're not going to be liking it. So now we just go up under here, disconnect everything. So there's wires. So here's your plug-in, your main plug-in. You disconnect it by just pulling those tabs. You got a secondary plug-in. Again, just pull the tabs. It's not too hard. If you're having troubles with it, and you could just come in and chop it and do what we might do later. But since these actually look pretty decent, we're probably just going to reuse them. So one of the things you want to make sure to do is take pictures. Pictures are going to be a lifesaver for how you need to put it back together, because all these wires have a specific spot inside this thing. So just make sure you take pictures, you know what you're doing, look at wiring schematics if you got it, but take pictures. If it's stock, take pictures. I can't get over that enough.